It's the Tony Rose Show on D93, and we are joined by one of our Kentuckians, man, somebody we're very, very, very proud of, and the work he is doing on CNN and his new book, A Revolution of Common Sense. You see him all over social media, all over CNN as well, the one and only Scott Jennings. Scott, before we talk about the book, I got to ask you, as a Louisville grad, how good are you feeling about your Cardinals, especially that win last week over UK?
Well, feeling pretty good about it, and I'm someone who has been a big fan of Kentucky and Louisville, but I was texting with Bruce Pearl, a friend of mine this morning, and he said, and I'm just going to quote it, Louisville can go to the Final Four. So
Wow.
If Bruce Pearl is telling me that the Cards can go to the Final Four, I'm going to choose to believe that. It's pretty exciting to have better basketball back in Louisville.
Yeah, pretty big turnaround what they're doing up there with Kelsey and the gang. Good stuff there. And the good work that you're doing as well. Again, we've known you for a long time just from, being in our neck of the woods, as we like to say down here. But the work you're doing on CNN, it's like you're always Rocky fighting from the mat sometimes with some of the clips and some of the interview segments we see on there. What's it just like going to work there every day? I feel like some days it's a grind, or is it one of those things where you look forward to the fight some days?
Well, I look forward to it every day. I think it's a privilege to be able to debate the issues of the day, and even though it's often a little lopsided at the table, someone once asked me, is 3 4-on-1, is that really fair? And I thought about it, and I said, it's not fair. If they sent 6 or 7, then it would be fair. And so, I have really enjoyed the job. I think I was put on this earth to debate. It's what I love to do. And CNN, I think, is smart to have debating content. I don't know why more cable channels don't do it. I go all over the country, and people say, I love you and I love the debates, or I hate you, but I love the debates. Everybody wants the debates. It's like content that people crave, and I love to be part of it. It's a real privilege.
Well, here we are a little over a year into this Trump administration. You've had, of course, a lot of access that many of us out there would be just very envious of. I mean, a chance to ride on Air Force One, one-on-one conversations, again, with so many people inside those inner circles. What's your energy right now? What's your energy kind of coming out of Washington? Do you feel like we're going in the right direction? Do you feel like there are things that could be different? Kind of catch us up to speed on what you're feeling on the inside.
Well, my takeaway from spending all this time with the president was, that this is the most active presidency since FDR. I mean, his use of the office and the way he operates, it's an extremely active presidency. I mean, on day one, 200 executive orders, his engagement in all these cultural issues. It's been a foreign policy presidency. He's been all over the world trying to broker peace deals. I mean, he has put so much in the water, so many balls in the air, that I think he kind of overwhelmed the opposition. Republican presidents face the media, they face the Democrats, and they face an entrenched federal bureaucracy that is dedicated to stopping them. And Trump said, I'm just not going to be overwhelmed by this. I'm going to overwhelm them. And I think that's exactly what he did. And so, some of the things he's done, we're waiting to see how they turn out. But my view is most of his supporters would tell you that they're shocked and surprised, pleasantly surprised at how much he's been able to get done in less than a year.
Tell us about the new book. Of course, it's out. People can pick it up now, A Revolution of Common Sense. Kind of walk us through what the story is you're telling in this, because there's a lot of behind-the-scenes access to the reader of this book. And obviously, anytime you put words to paper, that's a very, I don't say scary, but also a very enlightening process at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's the first time I've written a book. I pitched the president on it in February, and it's a fast book. Books don't usually come around this fast, but I got it done in a short period of time. I told him I thought somebody who liked him and wanted him to succeed should write a book about it, because I thought a lot of people who normally write political books would be dedicated to, crapping on him, honestly, and they wouldn't give him a fair shake. I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn about his management style. I had not really spent much time with him personally. I wanted to learn how he is behind the scenes. I did learn all that. And the access I had to people like Marco Rubio, Scott Besson, Elon Musk, and others, they said some eye-opening things to me. But it's an education book. If you love Trump, you're going to learn about how he operates. And if you don't know much about it or don't like him, well, you're going to learn about how he has chosen to operate, how he leads the government, and why he's so successful. I think political junkies will like it. But I think people who just are curious about the inner workings of our government, they'll get a kick out of it, because they're going to hear some stories that you wouldn't normally come in contact with. But the president gave me access, and I took advantage of it.
Elon Musk, I think a lot of people would like to have like a 10-minute conversation with him just to see if it's what he is, what we see is what he really is. What was your interaction like with Elon?
I had been interacting with him via private messages during the campaign. Didn't know him, but he liked what I was doing on CNN, and I have defended him. I think we have Elon derangement syndrome out there as much as we have Trump derangement syndrome. I interviewed him on the president's 101st day in office, and I asked him, why are you here? And he said, I'm trying to figure out a way to make America not go bankrupt. He has strong views on our currency devaluation. He has strong views on the mass migration crisis. He has strong views on birth rates. You'll be interested in the quotes from Elon in the chapter about him. I knew he was a little bent out of shape with Washington when I spoke to him. I didn't know he and the president were going to have that break that they had.
Right.
But I could tell he was bent out of shape, that he didn't think Washington was taking some of our big problems seriously enough.
Real quick, too, before I let you get out of here, and of course, the book is available, A Revolution of Common Sense, Scott Jennings, CNN contributor, and of course, author of the new book, available everywhere. I have to mention to you about our governor here in Kentucky, Andy Beshear. A lot of people have kind of tied him to potentially a presidential spot down the road. What's your take on our governor here in Kentucky, Andy Beshear, and his long-term political goals and aspirations?
I've known him since I was 16. His family is from Dawson Springs, and I grew up in, and my family is from Dawson Springs. Obviously, we went our different ways on politics, but I've known him and have considered him to be a professional acquaintance for many years. I definitely think he's running. And if I were in his shoes, I guess I'd run too. The Democrats don't have an obvious leader. I do think the energy in the Democratic Party is around more socialist candidates like AOC. But if I were in his shoes and I had won 2 governor's races in Kentucky, I think I'd be doing the same thing. I think he's got a little bit of thin skin, and this business isn't for people with thin skin at that level, but he's got just as much as right to run as anybody else, and I'm always sort of appreciative when people from Kentucky, no matter who they are, tend to rise up and become national figures. So I wish him the best. I don't know if it'll work out, but I wish him the best.
The new book, A Revolution of Common Sense, the one and only Scott Jennings, a huge fan. Thank you for the battle that you fight for so many of us out there each and every day, not just on CNN, but social media. Of course, just being a voice for so many people out there. We appreciate the time, and as always, we can't wait to pick up the book, A Revolution of Common Sense, available at all your major booksellers, right?
That's right. Go to any bookstore. It'll be on the shelf. Go to Amazon and order. It'll be there the next day. But I'm proud to have written it, and I'm proud to do this chat with you about it. And for everybody back in Kentucky, it'll make a great Christmas gift. If you love Trump, put it under the tree. And if you know somebody that hates Trump, put it under the tree and take great joy in watching them opening it on Christmas morning.
We're proud of you in the Bluegrass State, Scott. Keep up the good work, my friend.
Thanks, brother. See you later.